Why you Grant? Why are you so dark?
I'm outside, brother. Got no light out here.
Nice.
Welcome back. Another episode of the Ben Gents, episode 5. We'd like to welcome on Big Tex this week.
Howdy.
Grant,
Glad
Tex,
you
got
have it.
anything you'd like to say?
It's an honor to be on the bench gents this week. I think after my team's been on a hot streak, I deserved it.
It's good timing for sure.
And ever since you changed that name, you've been rolling.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Let's hop right in. Start off Boggs Breakdowns brought to you by Roger Wood Sausage. Nobody lays the lumber like Roger Wood.
All right, guys, we're back for another Boggs Breakdown. Let's go ahead and get started. This week's biggest winner is Tex. I'm going to have to change my name after the turnaround that his team has had. The biggest loser of the week is Bailey. That team just can't figure it out, can't find a win. Our At It Again segment is brought to you by everyone's favorite, the one, the only, Mary English.
I think I'm at it again. I think I'm ready for it.
Garrett and the Chili were at it again this week with another high-scoring beatdown. This team might not actually stink, guys.
I mean, I've been saying it for weeks now. We might not stink. We might not be great, but we might not stink.
Just
Some
gotta
high
make it.
quality production.
Tex, you're the big winner this week. You got anything to say?
Not really, man. I'm speechless. You start the year off like I did, and then everybody was doubting my team. Even I think I was doubting my team as well. But the turnaround I've gotten ever since Bone disrespected me and said my playoff shots were pretty much gone. And then I changed my name, and look what I've done after that. Pretty impressed with it.
And sometimes all you need is a little kick in the rear from Bone. Get you going.
Right.
That is exactly right. We'll get into the weekly recap. It's brought to you by Athletic, what the pros wear. So speaking of Big Tex, big winner, let's talk about your game. I'll let you break down what happened between you and your son last week.
Oh, my son's never. He may beat me every now and again, but that's when I let him beat me. Not this week. This week, I had to show him who his real daddy was. It just was never even a match. I mean, I let him. He got himself all the way up to 146 and was leading on Monday night. He probably thought he had it in the bag. Thought Amon Ra, whatever his name is, the superstar for Detroit, was going to be sick because he had the Q beside his name all week, and he was probably praying that he wasn't going to play. I know how my son thinks. But it just didn't happen. I beat him by 10 points. I knew I had it in the bag the whole time, and everybody wants to shit on Gus Bus, but he has been riding the big bus, not the short bus like Coleman is.
I love it. I mean, 156, that's nothing to scoff at. It's a big week.
Sure is.
Seems like my average number is between 120 and 150 now.
Hey, you do that, you're definitely going to have a higher chance of making the playoffs than none. I'll just say that.
I just need to pull together a couple more wins.
So I'll get into Bailey and Porky's game. This is a battle of two of the ABC boys. A couple of people get that reference. So we got Porky coming out in a big win. I mean, Thursday night going into it, it looked like it was all but over. And then Laporta throws up 19 and Adams throws up 2. That was the nail in Bailey's coffin. Ended up trading Adams today for Cup. That was the final straw for him. He just couldn't stand him on the team any longer. So, Grant, obviously you had a big win last week too. You want to talk about what happened in your matchup?
Yeah, man, every win's a big win in this league. Yeah, Bog called it. He pretty much said his team was beat down, and if anybody lost to him, then I mean that's got no business even playing the games anymore. My guys took care of business this week. Finally got a big week from Lockett. That was nice. McCaffrey's a goddamn machine. And everybody else was just average enough, contributed. And Joku with the week of the year, maybe he'll get hot. Who knows? Keep rolling forward. Got a little momentum. Bijan Robinson actually saw the field, and yeah, Boggs' team is not got a lot of chances to get any wins right now.
Now, it's a tough loss for him this week and a big loss for the season as well with Cousins going out. Tex, you want to talk about this matchup right here, Bone and Campbell, the obliteration?
Oh yeah, I mean that matchup right there is kind of easy to talk about. Bone, I hate to say it, I like Bone's team a lot, but 194. That's an awesome week for Bone. Let's see if he can maintain that. Just dead. I mean, he's dead. I mean, I've tried to trade with the man. Y'all coming into the season said the guys he will trade his house for anything and make all kinds of trades. The dude just won't trade for nothing. I've sent him 2 trade offers this morning or yesterday, and both of them said they were no good. And then turns around and sells Cup for freaking Adams. I mean, come on, man. The dude put up 2 points and trades Cup. Oh my God. Yeah, he's dead. He's dead to me, and he's dead.
I mean, I kind of agree with you. Campbell, he's normally really active. I play in several leagues with the guy. He normally loves to trade. I don't know what the deal is this year. I know he's a lawyer now. He's got bigger things to do. Maybe fantasy's just not the biggest thing in his life anymore.
Tex with the proverbial nail in the coffin right there. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, straight to the point. So this was another good week for me. I really, really needed a win here. Fincher outperformed what I thought he was going to do. ETN and Burrow obviously had really, really good games. Keenan Allen had a pretty solid week. Ayuk was good. Cole Kmet was good. He had a really solid week. He would have beat a lot of teams in this league, but was able to pull one out this week, and always glad to be able to do that. Grant, you want to talk about Travis and BJ, the battle of Android and iPhone?
I also feel that's every game for BJ. But yeah, big win for Hot Takes this week. I'm sure he had to be at least a little bit nervous heading into Monday after all but guaranteeing the win this week. But Josh Jacobs got it done on Monday night. Pretty good effort all around, really, I guess. Yeah, I mean, other than Nico Collins and Justice Hill, that's double digits all over. Eckler with the big week, Diggs. Just wasn't enough for the tap. Both these teams have great records. A lot of people may question how good they really are. We'll see that going forward, but that's a big win for Hot Takes.
Hot Takes, again, is kind of like in Adam and Bailey's game. I thought the Tappa had this one, and then just a stinker from a Raiders wide receiver did him in. Let's move on to our next segment. This is Fincher's Forecast, brought to you by Trixie Deluxe Outdoor Dog Kennel. If you want to run with the big dogs, you got to run Trixie.
Hey guys, welcome back to Finch Days Picks of the Weeks. Last week went 2-4 again. Terrible. Brings the overall record down to 8-10. Losing record, just like my fantasy team and my football team. So what can we do? Not a great year. So this week, Team Fincher versus Hot Takes. Give me Hot Takes. Show Me the Money versus Kevin's Famous Chili. Give me Kevin's Famous Chili. TikTok's finest versus Texas Poon Tapple. Give me Texas Poon Tapple. Just Dead versus Date Mike. Give me Date Mike. Meat Market versus Playoff Chances None. Give me Playoff Chances None. Mississippi Leg Hounds versus Madison and Irv. Give me the Leg Hounds. Lock of the week, I'm going with the Leg Hounds. Have a good weekend, boys.
You know, I'm disappointed in that one. I don't like when Fincher picks me at all. He's picked against me every week I won, and now he's picked me. I'm doomed to lose this week now.
Fincher kind of sounds a little upset. I mean, he was down on his fantasy team. He's down on his Tigers. He's down on his picks. I mean, 8-10's nothing to scoff at. He got plenty of weeks to get that record back up. I don't have the same faith for Clemson, unfortunately.
Yeah, I hate to see the down attitude out of Fincher there. This first time I didn't do the show me the money voice.
Yeah.
And you're also not doing him a whole lot of favors with that screen scratch right there. It's the widest match I've seen.
You're not wrong. It's a formatting issue. That's on me. We all know what Fincher looks like. He's an athletic specimen, so there's no questioning that around here. Get into our college football locks of the week. This is presented by Kiehl's Lotion. Lather up. Let Grant break down his, and I'll break down mine. Talk about our guests from last week, what they had going on. Not great records. And then we'll let Tex share what he's got. He's got 4 big ones for us.
Oh, baby.
Go ahead, Grant.
So another 2-2 week. I was having a tough time getting ahead, but again, won't complain about staying even. Duke and Florida in the early slate, those could not have been any more wrong. Lost those by a lot, but all losses count the same. Tennessee, it was a close game, and I guess the cover wasn't really easy, but it really didn't feel like that one was ever in doubt. So looking forward to a can of Dapper Dan from Bog. And I don't know if anybody else had Colorado plus 17. They really got dominated, had some turnovers to kind of stay in that game. And then with about 2 minutes left, Shedeur Sanders went on what some are calling the drive to get into within 12 in the cover, which was massive. Moving on to this week, Minnesota -2. They're playing Illinois. Minnesota's decent, and Illinois stinks. Not a whole lot to that one. I do have a thing for BYU. They're +10 at West Virginia. I don't think West Virginia is that good. I don't really understand that spread. Give me the points. Iowa, James Madison, money line. Another simple. Just Iowa's way better than Northwestern. James Madison's the best team in the country. Really like both those teams to win. And then Iowa State -2.5. They're playing Kansas. This is a system play. As I said earlier in the year, it's when an unranked team is favored over a top 25 ranked team. It hits at an unbelievable clip. I can't recommend taking Iowa State enough. Love that one.
I'll be jumping on Iowa State. I always love a good system play. I did not get in on Colorado, unfortunately. It's tough. Also on James Madison, I think Bog took them last week, said they were a no-brainer, and it was a close one. I don't think he was just taking money on, though.
Yeah, he had them at 20, but I think they still won.
I think, yeah, you're right. So,
Love my picks then.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
last week's another tough week for me. I had 2 of the 3 right again in my parlay. North Carolina lost to Georgia Tech. I mean, it just seems like every year that happens. North Carolina gets off to a hot start, and then they just suck down the stretch. South Carolina should have played them in November instead of August, but whatever. So this week, you're not wrong. We're getting it back on track this week, Tex. You got to have faith.
We need the JV team to come play us.
This week, I got 2 picks for you. I got Texas -4. I know Tex might not like that pick. And then I've got Notre Dame -3. I think Notre Dame is a pretty good team. I don't think they're elite by any means, but I think Clemson is just not great this year. I think Notre Dame -3 just seems kind of easy to me, to be honest. So last week we had 2 guests on the show. BJ went 1-3. He hit on Tennessee, just like Grant did. USC -11. I believe USC lost. If not, they definitely didn't cover. Oklahoma definitely lost to Kansas, and Wake wasn't really even close either. Bogman, he was 1-2. A&M, obviously, they covered that first half. That was a good call. He's watched a lot of Carolina football, realistic fan. That was a good pick from him. Kentucky, he lost that one against BJ and Grant. That was a bad pick. And there's the James Madison spread we were talking about.
Can I just say something real quick?
Yeah,
I
go.
thought about the week, forgot about it. Just for the spirit of integrity and more so accountability in this league, if I remember correctly, on the inaugural episode, Bailey threw out Washington State +3.5. And you said you were going to count that one, fading me after I gave out UCLA -3.5. So just for the spirit of accountability, I think we should add Bailey's record and pick onto this list.
We'll talk to the committee and we'll see if we can get them to put it up there this week. I 100% agree.
I think most people probably would.
I mean, he said it. All right, Big Tax, what you got for us?
Oh, the big numbers this week, guys. If y'all want to hit on a lot of money this week, these are the guys to pick. Kansas State. Texas is just not there right now. The Quinn Ewers is out. I don't trust the backup or, Archie Manning that's making millions of dollars right now sitting on the bench. Wish I was that guy. Notre Dame, I'm picking against Clemson every game this year. They suck. The fans are right. Dabo sucks. Clemson sucks. Everything about Clemson sucks. I can't say more about them that they suck. Missouri, they're gonna get a huge upset this week. I'm picking a money line. I think
Wow.
Georgia overrated. I think Florida was overrated, and going to last week's game, I thought more of Florida honestly until last week's game, but Georgia's quarterback looks like he's on meth. Georgia sucks. I hate Georgia too. I think Missouri's got a surprising team. I think they're going to shock the world. There's always room for a big upset. And I know, Grant, this is the one I was saying you're not going to agree with, but James Madison's looking for a huge upset this week, and Sean Elliott's going to get it done at home.
Hey, man, we can both win that.
There you go.
Tex, I like the Missouri pick. I think that's too many points. Missouri's a good team, like you're saying. Georgia has the name brand. They've been really good the last couple of years, but I don't think they're Georgia the last 2 or 3 years talent-wise as they are this year. So I agree with that.
Yeah, I like Missouri a lot in that game.
Money line is a bold call, though. I like it.
Hey, man,
So-
you got to go big or go home.
I don't disagree that Missouri is really good and Georgia might not be that good, but somebody did make a point this week I saw with the playoff rankings and Georgia coming in at second. That might be the motivation those guys need. So that one scares me just a little bit.
The only thing that scares me with Georgia is they've been tested, and Kirby Smart, as bad as I hate to say it, he's a great coach and knows how to win ball games even when the times are tough.
He's definitely a good one. We almost had him.
We're idiots.
All right, we can get into the Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore this week is going to be candy. Hope you boys are in the Halloween mood.
Well, festive.
I got my laundry list of Fat Boy candy over here.
It's a deep draft.
It sure is. This is a category that we probably could have had 4 or 5 guests on. That would have been good.
I agree.
All right. I'll take the first pick this week. Durant, you got the second pick, and Big Tex, you got the third pick, and it's mainly just because I wanted to hear you complain about getting the third pick. So, what are your thoughts here?
Hey, I like the third pick. Are we doing Snake where I get the third in the next
Oh
one?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, bring it on.
So I knew you'd either just be like devastated about it or you'd be thrilled, one or the other.
Gary, I don't get devastated by much.
Well, if I knew you wouldn't be upset, but you would just, give me a hard time about it.
Oh, no hard time here.
All right. So we've got first pick of the draft. This is definitely my favorite candy. I don't know how popular this will be amongst the group. I feel like most people like this. I feel like it's pretty safe play. Peanut M&Ms.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get that one later. Not
Yeah, I
see that
didn't-
one go.
First pick. I like it.
Yeah, like I said, might not be raved about as the number one pick, but it's up there for me.
So yeah, I don't think there's going to be a lot of. It's going to be tough to make a bad pick here, but I feel like there is an obvious 1-1 for me, and that is Snickers.
I got you. That was definitely on my list.
It's the
Not a
best
huge-
candy.
But I like them. I'm not a big Snickers fan. I know a lot of people like them.
All right, Tex, you got a pair of them right here.
So this is my all-time favorite chocolate, but unfortunately, I can't eat it because it has peanut butter, and my wife is allergic to peanut butter. So I'm going with Reese's, the Reese cups.
That's a great pick. That's Dory's favorite candy, and that's definitely up there for me as well.
That's
Oh,
my
it's
clear.
up there.
That stinks that Anna's allergic to peanut butter. That's a huge blow.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate she don't get to taste the greatness of peanut butter. I'm gonna have to go. My next pick, I'm gonna go with you get them right out of the freezer where they're cold and chilled. Kit Kat bars.
I love that pick. That's 2 great picks at the turn.
I told you I wasn't disappointed with my picks.
3 spots, good value.
No doubt.
All right. See, I'll get off the chocolate, go with the more the gummy route. I'll take Sour Patch Kids.
I had that on my list.
That's a good one.
I think that's easily the number one fruit snack gummy variety. Doesn't get much better than those.
All right, let's go. I feel like y'all got a lot of the good chocolates off the board right there. Snickers, Reese's, Kit Kat. I gotta get one under my name down here. I'm going Twix.
Oh, I had it.
That was my next pick.
It was a little lower on my list, but I did have it on there.
All right, I got several options I could go with here. This one also maybe just a little personal bias, just because it's definitely one of my favorites. I'm gonna go with Sour Skittles.
Oh, I like sour Skittles. I don't think there's many candies I don't like. I just don't eat it often.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, this is a tough one. I thought I was going to get Twix there. Can I take Reese's Pieces? Is that still available? The Texas Reese's.
I mean it's available, but I feel like that's a little close.
A little close, he said.
I mean,
I'll take a niche one then, or I don't know if it's a niche one. It's just not necessarily that popular. But if you ever had it, it is one of the best, and that is the 100 Grand Bar.
I So I don't know how many votes that's going to get. That actually is not a bad pick. He's not wrong. If you've had one, they're pretty good.
I like
It's
them as
phenomenal.
if it makes you feel any better.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you've had one of those, you probably like it, but I don't know how many people have had it. I could be wrong.
Somebody
hose
but if
pieces,
you
I had
had, it's almost in the mix of a Crunch bar.
Big Tex, what you got right here for your last two picks?
Oh man. Let's see. What am I gonna go with? So another, I guess I'm on a chocolate thing. The Hershey bars. Everybody loves a good Hershey.
That's a good pick. Very classic.
I think I'm gonna have to go something off the chart, off my list. Something as a kid I really liked, and I'm assuming a lot of people liked as a kid, are the Sour Patch straws.
Oh yeah.
Sour straws were really good.
You couldn't beat it, man. You just dangle them up there, and you eat them, and you had like 10 in a pack, man. They're awesome. Can't beat them.
All right. Well, if I can't go Reese's Pieces, I assume I definitely can't go with that. I don't even know what to call it. It's like the white Hershey bar, like the cookies and cream Hershey's bar. I don't know if anybody's had that. It's another.
I mean, you're really pushing the edges here, man.
That one I get. The Reese's whatever. So I'm struggling to think of anything else.
Gonna throw out a white chocolate Kit Kat next.
I mean, it's a different thing.
It's in the same family, Grant.
All right. Well, I'll take. Give me Starburst.
There you
That's
go.
a good pick. I had that one on my list. I was gonna
I don't know
go.
when the last time I had a Starburst was, but that's more of a going back as a kid. It's a great product.
It is. I was gonna go more specifically the pink Starburst. Those are the best ones.
Oh yeah. You're nuts if you say.
For my final pick, I feel like this is a steal as Mr. Irrelevant. I hadn't been able to make a Mr. Irrelevant pick, and I'm very excited this is going to be my first one. If you've had this, you definitely know this is one of the top 16 candies, or top 12 candies on this list. I'm sorry. The Nerd Gummy Clusters.
Ugh. Oh, nerds. Ugh.
Tex does not care for the nerds.
I'm not a big Nerds fan. You remember? I don't even know. They might still have it. Sonic brought out the Nerd slushies. Oh
Oh, yeah. Those are solid.
no. Ugh.
I can't believe you don't like nerds. That's not a good take, Tex.
I'm not
Nerds
a
stink.
Nerds fan.
Oh, wow. A lot of hate on the nerds.
I did used to really like the Nerds ropes though, which I assume it's like the same thing as the clusters, just different.
Yeah, they're
shapes.
just cut up.
I
I don't think
thought
I've
you
actually had the.
I thought you were
you got to get some.
living pick.
So we got a little bit of time here. We have one more segment to get into, and then we'll close it out. Next segment is You Got Bone. This is brought to you by the Sigurd Center.
I'm clenching my cheeks every week.
Oh
Bones
no.
are good, the rest don't matter. Yeah, the pain.
Coleman, hope you enjoyed just another, moment to relive that pitch. That one might be worse than 50 Cent's first pitch at the Mets game. But this week you've been talking about your team a little bit too much. You text me, say, "Isn't this roster elite?" And your ego is so big that you have to set your perfect roster every week, even if guys are out, even if guys are hurt, for people to be able to see that. And You know, your roster is there, everybody's playing, and you just get whooped by none other than Big Tex, and that just makes it even worse. He was smacking you around and beating you up like he was taking your burger at the tailgate at the North Carolina game. But I hate to do it to a dear friend and a competitor, but Cole, you got boned.
That is TikTok's finest, ladies and gentlemen.
That is awesome.
Maybe some increased funding for You Got Bone this week will get some good production. Guys really stepping it up.
Listen, Bone, you never know what you're going to get from that guy. Some weeks it's going to be a really quality production. Some weeks he's going to send it to you 5 minutes before we start recording, and he's got his Lowe's apron on. You just never know what you're going to get.
Always love a good shit talk to Cole.
It's really hard
Yeah,
to
seems to
beat.
be
I mean, that pitch was one of the worst of all time. Credit to the guy for being a college athlete, but that pitch was just brutal.
Oh, that's gonna live in his head the rest of his life. Y'all got to give him a break.
I mean, do we ever give the guy a break?
Never mind. Keep the gas down. Pedal to the metal all the way.
So we got 8 minutes here. We can go ahead and we can talk about this week's upcoming matchups a little bit. I know we got some big games coming up in the league this week.
We got a big matchup this week against Meat Market. You got anything to say about it?
hey, may the best man win. Just
that
looking
was-
for
I was once
clean.
real trash talk. Something.
Like I said last week, man, I'm not super confident in my guys right now.
I'm
Feel
just
like I'm
happy.
on that with Adam. We'll see. You're hot.
Yeah. We'll see how long that train keeps going.
So I'm thinking this should be a close game. I mean, it's just going to come down to who makes some plays.
Yeah, I'm turning the reins over to Gardner Minshew this week.
I mean, Minshew's been solid. He's been throwing it to my boy Josh Downs. He feeds it. Loves the guy.
Oh, he does. He does indeed.
So I'm playing Porky this week. Show me the money. This should be a really tough matchup as well. I hope that some of his guys have some stinkers because Mostert and Tua, even Waddle last week, his guys just have the potential to go off. And I mean, Gabe Davis has had huge games. So hoping they have just average weeks. And I think we'll be all right.
Did you say stingers or stinkers?
Stinkers.
Okay, I thought you were just
Okay.
openly wishing for injury there, which I'm okay with.
I mean, listen, if Porky's team walks away with some injuries, fine by me. You won't hear me say anything about it.
That poor guy.
So we got the top ranked team in the league, actually not by the power rankings this week, but top record, I guess, Hot Takes and Fincher. What do y'all think about this one versus the lowest ranked team?
Oh man, that Hot Takes is going down by Fincher this week. I don't believe Hot Takes should be up there number one or at the top. That if I had his schedule, I'm gonna go off of Bailey. If I had his schedule, I'd be undefeated.
Bailey does love that argument.
Cole's starting to down too. Bailey's like Cole's uncle. Cole's like the redheaded stepchild of this whole league.
He sure is. Speaking of Bailey, the guy scored most points in the league. I don't know if everybody knows that, but he does have the most points, but he is also 3-5. So he's playing 2-6 Campbell this week. Really must win for both of these teams. Y'all got any thoughts on this one?
I think Campbell's dead. He's going to be dead the rest of the year. His team stinks, and he's dead to me. Date my
Made it pretty loud and clear right there. I mean, it's just tough to really look at the rest of the lineup when you start at the top and you see Josh Allen and Will Levis. I mean, it's just hard to pick anything other than Date Mike right there.
oh.
Yeah, that may be as far as you need to go with that one.
What do y'all think about this one? Big matchup this week, 4-4, but Cole thinks he's probably a lock for the title. And then second place, Texas Poon Tappa this week.
Let me tell you, TikTok's finest better get off of TikTok and stop looking up golf videos and fantasy videos because it ain't working for him. He's working for the Tulip Bowl right now. Apple all the way.
Doesn't really look like he's working on golf moves or fantasy stuff with TikTok anymore. It looks like he's all out for the dancing with the last couple of videos we've seen.
He needs to get I guess he needs to start getting back onto TikTok then if that's the case, and stop dancing and all the dance lessons.
Listen, man, he loves it. So we got the Leg Hound and Madison and Irv, who is just really falling apart here at the end.
Yeah, true fall from grace for the Bogman. You really hate to see it.
I mean, he brings a great segment every week, but this team just gets worse.
It's unfortunate he's got to play Leg Hounds this week. I didn't say it at the beginning. I really hate to say it now, but he might be a lock for the championship. Leg Hounds got a good team.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely got stars. Swift's been great. Hurts and AJ, that stack is dangerous. Kamara has been great, but he's also got depth. I mean, he's got pretty much every spot in his lineup filled with a quality player.
I agree.
He's got a wagon.
We got 1 minute. Y'all got anything you want to say to close us out here?
I appreciate you allowing me to be on this great podcast this week. It was an honor, privilege. I'm glad to serve on the committee this week of big upsets. Go Missouri.
I love it. Grant?
Yeah, good luck to everybody, including you, Big Tex. Like I said, may the better man win. Hopefully it's me. We'll see what happens.
Good luck to you as well, sir.
Nothing but respect.
Hey, that's all you can have other than some people in this league.
Just got to hope and pray to stay off the You Got Bones segment. And you're doing just fine.
Yeah. After my hot streak and Fincher picking me this week, I might be on that segment next week.
Oh man.
Listen, I've been there. It's not where you want to be.
A lot of bad luck coming towards me.
Enjoyed it, fellas. Hope everybody has a great week. Best of luck.